I love water sports and I love Lake Powell. There's nothing quite like combining your favorite activity in your favorite location in the world. I've been doing water sports with my family from a very young age, as long as I can remember, on beautiful Lake Powell. But eFoiling, or foiling in general, is more dynamic than any water sports I have ever participated in previously. So what do I mean by dynamic? This dynamic trait has a lot to do with gear. Changing just one single piece of equipment such as wings, board size and weight, mast length, propulsion types, and propellers, all these things can potentially have a dramatic impact on your experience. Dynamic also describes how each piece of gear can complement different styles, moods, locations, conditions, and weather. In 2022, I found that switching between gear, even of that which I owned and I thought I was familiar with, sometimes would require an adjustment period. In 2022, I swapped out different gear continuously with the goal to improve my familiarity with my gear and reduce the time it required to fully feel the groove and get surfy with all of my equipment. The first clip you saw are the last ride pushing my skills on the Foil 200 high aspect wing. I made a dramatic full change to my Wado eFoil to test the range of a new folding prop. After about 2 to 3 miles of riding, I felt comfortable enough to get more aggressive, but not entirely comfortable, as you can see from how I bailed from this crash. I then received a new battery from my submission to the Wado Summer Challenge that earned second place, thus receiving the new battery that you can see at the deck of the board. You can see that it has that gray traction padding originally found on the battery. So in this video there is no crash, as I am more familiar with the board, but I believe I was on the smaller wing at this time, whereas the previous crash video I was on the larger Explorer wing. This last clip I switched back to my Get Foil, but with a new shorter and lighter deck, the Foil X, and the classic 165 wing. Again, after 2 to 3 miles, I felt like I was in the groove, but yet again, I bailed from another epic but mesmerizing crash. The whole week of experiences could be likened to jumping from the warm pool to the cold pool and back, or vice versa. Though this sounds challenging, I'd rather suggest that it is something to be celebrated.
Whew. Got a little bit spooked on that one. Probably could have saved it. Just a little bit spooked. Need more time before I feel confident with trying to save those.
I love foiling so much that I couldn't imagine ever growing tired of the feeling. Its dynamic and ever-changing and evolving trait ensures that I'll never get bored of it, especially considering the eFoil industry is still young and growing. Check out my 2-part wings experience and review video, like, subscribe, and do all that you know how to do, and live life to the foilest always.